Thousands of crazed fans have been cheering Kapil Sharma for telling off some weasel-faced little punk for speaking in English. Now, don't get me wrong, in a battle between a middle-aged guy with a paunch and some good-looking young kid, I know where my loyalties lie. But I do have some questions. The jeans and the jacket Kapil Sharma is wearing? New York in the 1960s. The clown horror look? Hollywood in the 1980s. Even the fucking camera and the bulbs they're using to shoot the film were invented in the United States by Thomas Edison a century ago. For some reason, this whole Hindi patriotism silliness has been sponsored by Micromax, which is a bit like Arundhati Roy turning brand ambassador for Zara. There isn't one part inside any of Micromax's phones which has anything to do with Hindi. Even the label at the end of their ad is in English. Maybe this ad's just feel-good mush, a bit like Cerelac mating with a soft toy. Maybe we should just let it go. But the thing is, language and culture are really fraught issues in our country. We fought huge political battles over English and Hindi. The thing is, we really treasure English, but because of our colonial past, we also think it's kind of dirty. A bit like, Praveen Swami, whose dirty magazine is this? Miss, his. So there's this bit in this ad where Kapil Sharma tells the punk about how the Japanese have progressed so much, but still they're really proud of their Japanese heritage and language. This tells me the guy who wrote this ad knows bugger all about Japan. See, in 1641, the Japanese shut off their islands for 200 years. They wouldn't let anyone in and anyone out. At the end of that time, an American naval commander called Perry sailed into the islands with these 4 steamships. The Japanese realized pretty quickly that they didn't have anything to fight with these steamships and had to surrender on really humiliating terms. For the next 200 years, and that included a world war in which they got nuked and almost annihilated, they played catch up. These days, they don't argue with English. They pay guys shitloads of money extra for knowing English. Let's face it, pretty much everything in the room you're watching this video in, including the thing you're watching this video on, were invented in the West. Your t-shirt, your track pants, your pajamas, your chappals, even your underwear are Western. This is a good thing, and not just because the nation's future is safely guarded in that elastic underwear you're wearing. The real reason is that nations which absorb new influences don't get left behind by history. I know there's a huge argument to do with privilege and snootiness around English in India, but these are arguments about privilege and snootiness, not about English. There's no more reason to be proud of language, as this ad calls on us to do, than there is to be proud of a cabbage. Language is just a tool to fill our minds, as a cabbage is meant to fill our stomachs. Most important, language patriotism seems like a damn fool reason to buy a phone. Didn't these guys get Hugh Jackman to sell their phones not very long ago?